before we got a town James book night, if we can't get Jalen Brand. So if we grab Moses, you know, we gonna do like he did last time. He was to trade the six and get him and Moses, like you know, like we did last time. Get two first rounders like we did before. You know how to do that.
Mr. Martin. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. My apologies. I am running late. I had like a gazillion things going on. My mom just got into town, so I was trying to help her get squared away. So my apologies for running late. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the meeting. Do I have either my chaplain or any of my pastors on the phone that would like to open us up in prayer this evening?
You have your prayer warrior, Mrs. Birch.
Mrs. Birch, you can open us up in prayer if you don't mind, please.
You also
Yes,
have Chaplain
I-
Grady. You have Chaplain, Commander Chaplain Grady is on as well.
Okay. Oh, she did. Okay. I'm sorry, Miss Birch. Do you mind? We're going to go to Chaplain Grady if that's okay.
Of course, no problem.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening. How are you, Chaplain Grady?
All is well. All is well. All is well. Thank God, we thank you for an opportunity to assemble together today, oh God, to discuss the affairs of our community. Oh God, we ask that everything be done decent and in order, oh God, and we thank you for all of those that are attending, that are planning to attend, and those that may not have been able to. We thank you in advance. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for opening us up in prayer this evening. We have a very good presentation this evening. So I'm going to do roll call really quick. What we're going to do is after the roll call, and we're going to do our police report. After our police report, we're going to get right into our presentation for this evening. And then once we're done with the presentation, then we'll get back into our community announcements and introduce our community leaders that are on the line. So we're going to go ahead and roll call myself, Kim Jackson, President, the 11th Precinct Police Community Relation Council. I also see my treasurer on the phone, Mr. Leon Wire. I don't think I see my Sergeant at Arms, Judith, but she's our Sergeant at Arms. And I'm not sure if Donna Russo, she is our Vice President, and she should be joining us, hopefully pretty soon. Okay. Next, Commander or Captain, if you guys would like to start the police report for us.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm here along with Kim, Commander, I just gave her promotion, Captain Blackwell. And for the police report, just want to say right now, our numbers are up. We're up in our homicides, aggravated assaults, and our non-fatal shootings. And what you should know is we are fighting very low numbers from last year. So year over year, we are up right now, but we hope that will balance itself out. As it relates to our non-fatal shootings, a lot of our shootings have been acquaintance driven, meaning we've had family members, unfortunately, to shoot each other. We've had multiple victims, meaning we'll have a triple shooting or a double shooting, and we've had a few of those where it was acquaintance driven. So that is what's leading our non-fatal shootings as a whole, is all these acquaintance driven shootings. We've been able to, we're doing very good, I think, at this point as it relates to closing them. Last I checked, our closure rate, I believe, is 46%. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kim.
That's correct, Commander.
Which that's what you want. Unfortunately, we don't want any shootings at all. But unfortunately, if they happen, we do like to be in the position where we are able to have the cooperation from the victims in order to get them closed. So I'll yield to Captain Blackwell, and if she would like to add anything.
I just want to say hello to everyone. Glad everyone could make it. Hoping everybody is safe. Glad to see a few people last night for our First Assistant Chief's retirement event. Just people out enjoying themselves. A lot of people have been vaccinated. We appreciate that. We want to continue to remain safe and healthy. And it's good to see all of you this evening. Thank you.
Do we have any questions for the commander or the captain? If you do, can you raise your hand? Or if you can, oh, Mr. Wire, I see your hand is up. Take yourself off mute. There you go.
Off mute. Does anybody know why there's an increase in the shootings and homicides? Has there been any analysis done to try to figure out why there's such an increase?
Well, the increase is coming because of people who know each other, unfortunately, are deciding to shoot each other. And I will give you an example. I had one situation where a young lady was at her apartment with her current boyfriend, and the old boyfriend showed up, and an argument and fight broke out that caused us to have a triple shooting. It's those type of incidents. We had another incident where there was a gentleman who had one of his friends as his roommate. He didn't want the roommate to be there anymore. He asked him to move. Apparently he wasn't moving his things quick enough. So the friend and another friend was moving his things. The guy showed up, didn't appreciate it. That led us to a double shooting. We had another one where some friends were at a repast. One person took the other person's weapon. Fight broke out, and that was a triple shooting. So when you ask if the analysis is that you have people, unfortunately, who know each other, and that's unpredictable. I can't predict that you and I are going to, we're good for a minute, and then within 5 minutes, we're going to have an argument, and now we have a shooting. But unfortunately, that has been the issues here at the 11th Precinct. But like I said, again, we don't like to have shootings, but when you do have those type shootings and you have victims who are cooperative so that we can close them, which is why our closure rate is 46%. So I'd rather have, if I have to have a shooting, I'd rather have people who know each other than an unknown shooting, or what we call heard shot, felt pain, where a person will say, they were shot. They're not always truthful. Most of the times they're not truthful. We just had one incident the other day where this guy's girlfriend, he quotes, says she's accidentally shot him after they got into an argument. But his first story was that he was homeless. He was walking down the street and someone shot him. But after the detective spoke with him, he decided to tell the truth.
Just to add to what the commander said, sir, what we're finding, unfortunately, is that gun violence is trending upward throughout the country.
Yes.
Instead of people talking things out, everyone has a gun nowadays. Yeah. We are really cracking down. We are doing a lot of enforcement through traffic, through green light, and through other initiatives to try to curtail the gun violence and actually try to get some of these guns off the street, because in this current climate, everyone has a gun, unfortunately, and that's the way folks are resolving issues.
And the Detroit Police Department is doing a phenomenal job with the amount of gun arrests across the department throughout all of the precincts. We're making hundreds and hundreds of CCW arrests consistently. This uptick in violence and shootings is not a anomaly just to the Detroit Police Department. All the major departments across the US is in this same position, especially with everyone having to be locked down for the most part on COVID last year. And now that things are starting to open up, unfortunately, those type of incidents are coming right along with it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, did I answer your question, Mr. Ware?
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ware.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other questions for the commander or the captain? If you're on the phone, if you just make a motion, the screen will turn green and we'll get you. If not, we're gonna move on. Going once?
Kim,
Twice?
hello, Ms. Jackson. Ms.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes, Commissioner Birch.
Can you hear? Okay, okay. I just wanted to ask the commander and also the Captain Blackwell regarding the incident, which was a murder at the Sunoco gas station at Outer Drive and Conant. Have they captured that gentleman that killed that young Black girl? I haven't heard. Is that case closed?
Yes,
And
ma'am, it
David,
is.
I don't.
That
Have you
case,
captured this?
the case
Yes,
is closed and the suspect is in custody.
He was
Very
captured
good.
the
Thank you.
following day, Commissioner. He was captured the following day, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank goodness. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any further I see Pat Bosch.
Hello, Ms. Jackson.
Hello.
There was a drive-by shooting on Davison right near Mount Elliott about a week ago. The young woman lived on Mount Elliott. Do you know if there has been any resolve in that case?
No, you're talking about Miss Reed, I believe. And in that case is still, unfortunately, is still open. So we do ask if, you know, if yourself, Ms. Botch, or anyone on the call has any information, we would greatly appreciate it. So no, we had an update from homicide because homicide would be the entity that's investigating that case. And we did have an update from them today. And they have not located a suspect or identified a suspect, unfortunately, in that case at this time.
Thank you.
Yep, Ms. Bosch, they are still actively investigating, but nothing at this time, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I see PH have their hand up. Would you like to take yourself off mute?
Yes, good evening, everyone. This is Patricia. I have a question. I'm asking for someone. They would like to know what happened to the man that got shot at the auto repair shop on 7 Mile and Shield or Sunset. They need a
You know what you're talking about, Kim?
No,
Can
I
you
don't.
give us when did this happen?
Same day, about an hour later.
No, we'll have to report back to you on that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. We'll report back to you. I'm not sure if this is the case where the individual, he might have been Arab American, or I'm not sure, that owned the auto shop. And if it's the same one I'm thinking about, Miss Patricia, there's homicide is handling, still investigating that one. I believe he was the owner of the shop. And we're unsure if this was dealing with robbery or revenge or what the case may be, but this one is also still being investigated. They were trying to pull some video, but I don't know if they were able to, so it's definitely still open as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Ms. Patricia.
Thank you, Patricia. Is there anyone else with any further questions or concerns? Once? Going twice? Okay, well, we're gonna move on. Thank you, Commander. Thank you, Captain, for always joining the meeting and giving us updates. I appreciate you both for that.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you as well.
Absolutely.
Next, we're going to get right into our guest speakers, and their getting ready to provide us some great information. I went to one of these meetings yesterday evening, and I think it's a great, they want to get our ideas and our inputs, and I think that's fantastic. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce our District 3 manager, is Kayana. Hopefully I got that right this time, Kayana. She's our District 3 manager, and you can introduce yourself if you like, and then you can proceed with the, to let us know who we need to share the, to give host to for your presentation.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jackson. I believe that we were able to give co-hosting privileges to everyone on the call. So thank you for that, whoever did that as well. And we have
Yep, that was Officer Robinson. So great, I'm glad you're able to, you have it.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Good evening, everyone, and thank you to the 11th Precinct Police Community Relations Council for allowing for us to be a part of your meeting for about 30-minute conversation about the American Rescue Plan and what that could potentially look like for the city of Detroit. My name's Kayana Sessoms. I'm the District 3 manager with the Department of Neighborhoods. And this evening, we'll hear an overview of some proposed ideas for fund use for the American Rescue Plan. And then we will pull a few questions, time permitting, from those that are on the call. I encourage you to please gather some writing materials and take notes. There also will be a following survey that I put in the information in the link of the chat as well for you to fill out to provide further input and to gather some of your thoughts as it relates to this presentation. Once the presentation concludes and we start to the polling, I will offer a time check at the final 10 minutes and we will conclude promptly in respect of the 11th Precinct Police Community Relations community meeting. Just want to not deter and take away from your time too much, but this will not deter your feedback. It will actually encourage it. So we want to ensure that your voice is captured through the survey that is going to be shared. And I'll also make sure to provide that link address following this meeting. So this evening, I'm going to introduce Mr. Hakeem Berry, who is the Chief Operating Officer for the City of Detroit, to review ideas for the American Rescue Fund. He'll provide the presentation, which will last about 15 minutes, and then we'll go into the survey portion of this presentation. So let's welcome Hakeem to this platform.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you, 11th Precinct and Commander Slappy and Captain Blackwell for allowing us this opportunity to present to you. And if you don't mind, I guess I'll go ahead and share my screen and we'll get this going. Make sure we stay within our time limits here. Okay, so what we're here to talk about is what we have phrased as the Detroit Future Fund. And in these brief moments, we'll talk a little bit or give you just a basic explanation of what the American Rescue Plan Act is, and you'll hear these acronyms called ARPA, and it's ARPA 101. The second is our proposal for what the Detroit Future Fund is. And then Kayana is going to come back and we'll take a little feedback from you and record some of the your feedback and the things that you would like us to focus on. So what is the ARPA? And you've probably heard about this. It's about almost $2 million in federal stimulus money that was signed into law back in March here, a couple months ago. And it was designed to address the effects that COVID has had across the country. For our state and our local governments, we received money to fix our shortfalls. As you know, the city of Detroit suffered a lot there because of people working from home. So there's no tax revenue coming in. The casinos closed and the like. So it's preventing us from making budget to continue the great services that we want to provide to the residents of the city of Detroit. Detroit was awarded the 5th largest amount out of the entire country. So we have been granted $826 million. And that $826 million will be spent over 2 years. $413 million we've received already this month. And we're on board to receive $413 million next year in 2022. The design of this program is to spend everything by 2024. In addition to what Detroit has received directly, the state of Michigan has received $6.5 billion, Wayne County $340 million, Oakland $244, Macomb $170 million, and Detroit Public Schools are $800 million. So there's opportunities for Detroit to partner with any of these other entities, particularly on specific items that they may have an opportunity to share in the growth and improvement of our area. So 4 areas that we've thought that we want to focus on in order to spend this money. But also outside of that, these are 4 areas that have received funds in addition to the $826 million. So affordable housing has been granted about $124 million of available funds. The health, about $95 million that will include continued support of COVID-related programs such as testing or even vaccinations. Transit, there's about somewhere between $60 to $180 million available for our area. This still has to be broken down as to where exactly our Detroit Department of Transportation and our people mover system will receive out of that. There has to be some share out of Southeast Michigan in itself. Also, we've talked a lot about in the past about water affordability and lead line replacement. So it's about $100 to $200 million available in that. What can we use this money for? The first and primary focus is to offset our budget shortfalls. As I spoke previously, there was budget issues. We had some revenue challenging months here. So it's about $400 million that we can apply to that. And the second piece is designed to address the negative impacts that COVID has caused. And that's where we're looking at $426 million, which we have phrased as the Detroit Future Fund. Here are some more important things that you must remember. These are the things we cannot use it for. We cannot use it for pension fund payments. We cannot use this money for paying off existing debt, and we cannot use it for paying pre-COVID obligations. But this is what we thought we could do. One, let's take $100 million and target it towards intergenerational poverty. And we'll explain that in the next few slides. How about $100 million for restoring neighborhoods? How about $100 million to continue the work that we've been doing in upgrading our parks, our recreational centers, and upgrading and creating more cultural facilities? $50 million for improving public safety. $50 million for reducing the digital divide that's affecting us in our city. And continue $26 million to continue the support of small businesses. And this will total up to the $426 million that will be allocated towards this. So let's start with the first topic, intergenerational poverty. And how could we spend $100 million towards that? Well, the first one is, as some of you may have heard, we've created the Community Help Corps. And so far, we have touched the lives of 1,200 to 1,800 families that are in extreme poverty. And we've been able to provide wraparound services from finding support for meals all the way to relocating to more appropriate living standards. The second one is the Skills for Life program. Here's an opportunity, if some of you may have heard about apprenticeship programs, where we could pay people to, one, learn, develop skills, and be educated at the same time so that you have better skills to get better employment. Item 3 is something that we want to look at too, and that's targeted employment or wraparound services for those youth 16 to 24 that might have had some contact with the criminal justice system. This doesn't necessarily mean that they were convicted and jailed. However, they could have had some contact with the system. They may have been arrested. They may have been put into some type of detention center. But this is an opportunity to focus services to deliver those individuals to a better life. $5 million to employ seniors as mentors to help family. We all know that old African proverb, it takes a village, and this is an opportunity to wreak some of the knowledge that our seniors have acquired over their lifetime to really help families to improve. Create a city locator to find affordable housing. We're looking to propose $7 million for that, and a property foreclosure prevention door-to-door outreach program. So this is where we're looking at to split up $100 million to fight intergenerational poverty. Rebuilding our neighborhoods, $100 million. One, to grants to block clubs and neighborhood associations to improve the vacant lots and from the land bank. And that's where many of our community organizations have been able to create parklets and gardens and the like to really improve that community. Home repairs for seniors, low income, and disability community, $20 million. We'd like to allocate to that program. Continue the work that we started with the vacant lot cleanouts, and this will go into the removal of dead trees and garages that have collapsed. As the mayor has done many community meetings, these are some of the things that residents complain about, particularly with trees and other areas of vacant property lots that need attention to be cleaned out. So we're looking to allocate $30 million there. $15 million towards the down payment assistance for homeowner ownership to really improve Detroiters owning their own homes, transition from renting to owning. Streetscapes for neighborhoods and commercial districts. So we've had some successes here. Livernois has been transformed into a new birth of businesses and the community to come out and enjoy the area over the Grandmont, Rosedale area, and as well as on Kercheval and West McNichols. So looking to continue that work that we're doing. Alley activation. So we started the alley cleanup. Many of us have recalled the days when we stopped picking up trash in the alleys and they moved to the Corvilles that were in front of your home, and the alleys were then deeded back to the homeowner. Some of them never moved their fences, but they need cleanup now. A lot of overgrowth there. And let's bring some pride back to our many neighborhoods with the neighborhood signs. And, you know, I remember back in the late 80s when a lot of those neighborhood signs began to appear, and people that didn't realize they lived in a particular subdivision or a new neighborhood took some pride into that. And so it's time to renew those signs and bring pride back to your neighborhoods. $100 million towards the rebuilding of parks and rec centers. And you may have heard a lot about the Joe Louis Greenway. This is a 27.5-mile project the city is putting forth that will circulate a greater part of the city and go through Highland Park and touch a little bit of Dearborn, but it will provide parks and walking paths and the like. Of course, the improvement to all of our rec centers and the expansion of those. The last item here that we're looking for $20 million is for arts and culture investments, looking to make sure that our museums, the Charles H. Wright Museum, the Detroit Historical Museum, our Motown Museum, the Zion Sweet House, that these great assets of our city remain viable and a beautiful place for our children to go and visit. $50 million to improve public safety. So this is some opportunities for us to get some peace with us. So stop the speeding and drifting. We'd like to allocate $16 million to a program. This will help with air support and traffic enforcement vehicles. Use technology to fight gun violence with our shot spotter and additional traffic cameras, $17 million for that. Upgrade officer training to give our new recruits a good start off as they become well-respected members of our community and our police department. And then adding EMS bays to several of our firehouses where that we can actually park EMSs to strategically provide coverage in certain areas of the city that will require EMS to come from one area to the next. So we can strategically expand the firehouses to park them there, and so that when they run out of there, you have a quicker response. How might we spend $50 million in 3 years to build or to close the digital divide in our city? $19 million for devices for our young children. Access to the internet, $10 million. Access to technical support. So some of us that when we get new technology, sometimes, as you know, technology doesn't always work like it's designed, and you may need a little support there. Access to IT jobs and careers. And I know in my family, people that began to work with computers found that they loved it and they liked it, but the opportunity for training and growth in that field necessarily wasn't there. Here's an opportunity to bridge that gap. So we're looking to spend $50 million in the digital divide. How could we spend $26 million in 3 years to assist small businesses? Many of you heard about the Motor City Match Grant and the many businesses that have opened up over the past couple of years for that, that have really thrived in our communities. Livernois is a great example of that. $8 million for that. To double the Motor City Restore facade grants to really improve the business districts and build off-street parking lots on commercial strips. So even as we improve, and we've run into that in a couple of our neighborhoods where 6 Mile might be an example of that, as we improve the streetscape there and the new businesses are coming. One great problem is to have is parking, because so many people are trying to come and support the Detroit-based businesses. So this gives us an opportunity to make sure that we can provide parking to support those businesses. So I think at this point, I'm going to pass the mic back over to Kiana, and she'll take it from here and facilitate your feedback.
Thank you so much, Kane, for that presentation. Now we are going to go ahead and I'm going to explain the survey portion of this presentation. So for those of you that are on the call, how many of you had an opportunity to see when the mayor presented on May 25th? So for those of you that did not get a chance to see how the polling portion works, we're going to show an example on how this survey will be formatted. So on the screen, we will, should have, there, I believe we're going to move to the survey portion. It should populate shortly. But we're going to have the 6 categories that will show in survey format, and we'll be able to take your input where you would like to prioritize your funding. So there it goes. Thank you. So for all of you that can see the screen, we have give us just 1 second as it's getting to the screen. So you'll have a chance to identify where you would like to prioritize your dollars. So for example, to participate, you will offer the area that you would like to prioritize, which will be indicated by the green circle that you can see on the screen. Once you decide where you would like to prioritize your dollars, then you will have to also state where you would take funds away or less prioritize which will be indicated by the red square. So for example, if I wanted to prioritize the restoration of neighborhoods, we would place a green circle under restore neighborhoods. Then I would have to indicate where I would take funding away. So maybe I would like to take funding or less prioritized funding around small business. So then that would be indicated by a red square. So also, out of respect for all the individuals on the call who want to provide their feedback to this poll, I know that a lot of us may have some commentary or just feedback to share along with your prioritization. I ask for you to please limit that just so that we can ensure that everyone gets an opportunity to share their input. We have about 13 more minutes to run through this activity, and I want to ensure that everyone on this call has that chance to do so. So out of the respect of everyone's time, we're going to move into the feedback portion of this poll. You can indicate if you would like to provide feedback by a raise of hands through pressing *6 or just raising your hand through the Zoom feature. We'll call upon you and you can share which area you would like to prioritize and then which area you would feel needs less prioritization. So is there anyone that would like to? I see Mr. Stokes. You can unmute yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Alvin Stokes. I'm the president of Citywide Citizens Police Community Relations. I just want to make a comment as far as your neighborhood vitalization, which is you put the streetscapes in the neighborhoods, which I think is a waste of time. That's not revitalizing our neighborhoods. That's just revitalizing these busy streets, which I asked you not to use Livernois as an example because that was a disaster. You had to do it twice. You had to do it twice to even get it to the way it is now. So when you talk about revitalizing the neighborhoods, those streetscapes are a waste of time. Concentrate on the neighborhoods where people live, not where people drive. And then you talk about, there's been many talk about defunding the police department. You're only spending $7 million on the police department, but you're spending all this money somewhere else that is not needed. Spend it on the people that protect and serve us. Thank you so much.
So would you say that your feedback is to prioritize around public safety, sir?
Public safety would be great. And then you need to take those streetscapes out of the neighborhood. We don't need streetscapes in our neighborhoods. We need affordable housings. We need to concentrate on the neighborhood where people live, not where people drive.
Okay, and where would you bring less prioritization in any of these categories?
Well, see, like I said, you put streetscapes in neighborhoods. That's not where it should be because you want to concentrate on the streetscapes when it comes to revitalizing the neighborhoods. That's not revitalizing our neighborhoods. That's just revitalizing streets. So I would take that out of there and concentrate on more on where the people are living.
So less prioritization around streetscapes.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll note that. Thank you so much.
You see any other hands up?
Okay. Do we have another hand up or anyone else that would like to share?
Hello, hello.
Yes, and Miss Iris, I
Miss
did see your hand.
Jackson,
Okay.
are you calling on me?
No, she called on Iris.
All right, thank you, Miss Jackson.
Okay, all right, your hand, make a motion. We'll put you next, okay, Miss Birch?
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Oh, okay, I agree with some of the things that Mr. Stokes just said, but I'm looking at parks and recreation. We have Farwell that's over here. It is not neighborhood friendly. There's nothing for the kids to do there. They built that facility and everything is that the kids do is outside. There's no swimming area. There's no activities there for the children. It's not neighborhood friendly. And we have the schools that have closed. Can you do something with those schools? The school that sits in front of Farwell, I can't remember the name of it, right on Outer Drive. Can they change that into maybe apartments or something that, so the neighborhood won't just have these abandoned buildings?
So DPSCD will be receiving their own funding as it relates to this initiative, and they'll be having their own conversations, just to share that with you. But it sounds like you would like to prioritize around the parks, recreation, and culture facilities. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, neighborhood investment.
Okay, and neighborhood investments. So
Yes.
What two buckets would you take away from if those were your two areas of prioritization?
Well, I'm not really understanding what I missed some parts of fighting into intergenerational poverty. I missed some parts of that. So I don't want to say take away from it because I did not get it all.
Okay, what about the small business assistance or reducing the digital divide? Would you?
Well, I would take it from the digital divide right now.
Okay, and any other area?
Not at this time, no.
Okay, well, I appreciate your feedback. Thank you.
Okay.
Commissioner Birch, I know that you were next. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hope you can hear me. To Ms. Jackson and to Tiana Sessions and the other person that is on this call, I think Ms. Sessions already knows the plans that we have for I'm speaking of the whole district. So I'm speaking of the area just like the other callers. We need condos, senior citizen complexes. We need affordable housing in the area of McNichols and DeQuinder and the Davison Service Drive, all of that vacant land over there with the dog park and the reopening of Evans Recreation Center. So all this has been given to Ms. Sessions through the mayor's office. We just want that money to be used for that. And another part that I want all the callers on this line to understand that just like you were saying that there are closed buildings like the Washington Careers. Why is it closed when you could open that building and make it up into a mini law enforcement station where you would have the state police and the armed guards and the Sheriff Raphael Washington? If you had something like that in the city, in the neighborhood, then you have a better presence of all officers that they would be keeping us protected. The role of police officers is to protect and serve. And Ms. Sessions, take this back because you know everything, but the citizens do not know that when Mayor Duggan mentioned about what he would do with the fire station, Engine House 56 on Ryan and 7 Mile is the busiest station in the East District, and it only has one fire truck. So we're asking Mayor Duggan to increase that to 2 or 3 and then use that facility like he mentioned on the Zoom call where the paramedics would have a place to go and treat the sick people before they go to the hospital, something like an urgent care. So again, everybody, I need you all to understand, I'm not speaking for a Pacific, but for District 3. So we're speaking of 8 Mile, 7 Mile, 6 Mile, all of the District 3 needs to be used for safety and housing and adequate merchant stores that we can go to without going across 8 Mile. That's my thing to the people. I thank you, Ms. Sessions, Ms. Jackson.
So we're going to put yours in, it sounds like neighborhood investment is a prioritization as well as public safety. Would you agree to those two?
That is correct. That's correct.
Would you, where would you less prioritize these funds out of the 6 buckets? Small business?
The less where I would put it is the less on parking, far as you're putting more parking for the strip of the Avenue of Fashion on 7 Mile, less on the parking and give us more where we don't have enough police service.
So it would need to be one of the 6 buckets that we have, not specifically initiative within the bucket. So we have the small business assistance, reducing the digital divide, public safety, you already said our parks, recreation, and cultural facilities, neighborhood investment, and fighting intergenerational poverty.
Yes. So whatever category you're speaking about, I just shared what needs to be. See, you all take the time and try to prioritize. The mayor and you and everybody knows what Pleasant Grove Baptist Church, Community United for Progress, and the East Davidson Village has already put. So like the callers are saying, we need housing, we need quality merchants where we don't have to just go to a dollar store. We need a putt-putt golf course. These are activities for families.
Okay.
I thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, can I jump in real quick?
Sure.
So to help out Miss Sessoms, when she calls on you, for those of you who can see the screen, she has the categories. She's writing the comments of the that you are stating. However, in order to make sure that your vote is really being heard and counted for her, we need you to make a prioritization of the 6 items that she has. And I'll repeat them for her. She has fighting integrational poverty, neighborhood investment, parks, recreation, and cultural facilities. That's one category. Public safety is one category. Reducing the digital divide, one category. Small business assistance is another category. So she's definitely welcoming your comments, but what will help her, because she's trying to decipher your comments in order to put them into one of these categories. So again, for those of you who can see them, I think it would help her greatly if you just start out by saying, I want whatever category 1, whatever category 2, whatever category 3, and I would like to take away from this one and this one. Is that helping you, Ms. Sessoms, with what I just said?
Labby, yes, very much so. And also, I just want to note, there is a survey that is following this conversation that you can provide all of your feedback in addition to what is being shared. We don't want, we want to be able to capture everyone on this call with time that time allows. We have about 3 more minutes. So I want to be sure to, take what is being shared. I see PH has their hand raised. So
this is Kim. Can I ask a question? The survey, how long is that open, and how long can people participate before it gets cut off?
The survey is open for the rest of till the end of this month. So
okay, to the end of June.
Yes, ma'am. I believe the 25th, but I can get back with you with an exact date.
Okay, that'll be great. And I'm going to put my 2 cents in. I think public safety and neighborhood investment. And I saw the one piece where it just says like low income seniors. I think the seniors, period, they stayed through thick and thin when everybody else ran from the city and ran to the suburbs. Most of our seniors tried to stick it out. So I think that should be not just for low income, but to help our seniors that need help, period.
So where would your less prioritization be, Ms.
The museums. I'm sorry, I forgot what category that was, but the museums are, to me, okay. They get private funding, so.
And where else? Because you gave 2.
Huh?
Where else? Because you gave 2 for prioritization. Where else would you take funding away from?
Small businesses.
Okay, thank you.
Because I know they get separate assistance as well. So
thank you. I believe that was Miss Patricia Holmes. Are you with us still?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
My number 1 priority, of course, is invest in public safety, neighborhood, the same thing Kim stated. So you can just piggyback off of her, make it easier for you.
Okay, so you take away from small business and parks and recs.
Yes.
And, your neighborhood investment. And
want to give us something that we can send to her or take up the phone.
Do we know who that is?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. I believe there is Miss Martin, Cherise Martin. You can lower your hand. I'll take 2 more following her. Can you unmute yourself, please? Miss Martin, I believe. Where did she go? If you
Okay, if Ms. Martin, we're gonna go to the next person.
okay.
Is there anyone else with their hand up?
I don't see anyone else.
We
Oh,
have,
I do
who is
see-
that? I see two hands. I see a Nancy Wilson, and I also, let's start with Nancy Wilson, and then I will go to Sheila G.
Nancy Wells, can you unmute yourself, please?
Hi, everybody. For the record, it's Nancy Willis and not Wilson.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I can't see that far. I just saw the W. I'm sorry.
Okay. But listen, I do live in District 3, and I just want to say, for the sake of our children, that I'm going to go with money for parks, rec, and cultural facilities. Reason being is that the schools are not offering anything presently. Maybe down the future they will, but presently our children have nothing except for Farwell, Mitch Album Play Center. And I live in the Outer Drive and Van Dyke area. There is nothing for our children to go to. So we definitely need some money put there.
So if you would prioritize around that bucket, where would you less prioritization be?
You know what? I could not less prioritize on anything because we need it all. If anything, it would be the small business assistance because there is monies out there for them to pull from. But everything else is what we need in the neighborhood.
It's not an easy question, but I appreciate your.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. But definitely we need money for parks, rec, and culture facilities to teach our babies what it's all about.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. We'll go with the last
Okay.
caller, Miss Shakia. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly.
Yes, Shakia.
Shakia, okay, good.
Hello.
Hello.
Everybody. I will go with neighborhood investment, and I would mostly like to see some money put into recycling. I feel like there's not enough effort into that.
Okay.
And for the past 3 or 4 weeks, we haven't even had the recycle come through. So I would really like to see money put into that because that's real important for our future. The less will be reducing the digital divide.
Okay. Wonderful. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you ever have issues with your recycling, please contact your Department of Neighborhoods so we can ensure that they are coming down your area. I will put my information in the chat box so you know how to get a hold of me. But I just want to say thank you again
Thank you.
for allowing for us to have this time. This has been a wonderful activity. I look forward to making sure that all of you have the ability to complete your surveys that engaged with us this evening and provide additional feedback. You can log on to detroitmi.gov/ARPA between June 1st and June 30th to take and enter your additional priorities. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to contact me. My name's Kiana Sessoms. I'm the Department of Neighborhoods District 3 Manager. My telephone number is 313-348-8464. We're now going to turn it back to Kim Jackson, who's the host. Thank you so much for your time.
And appreciate all of you guys sharing that information with us this evening. Is there is she still on? Kiana, is there a presentation that you can forward to me so that I can forward it out to the community?
Sure. So everything is located on detroitmi.gov. I can forward that information over to you along with the survey.
Yeah, I know, because a lot of people may not be able to get on the website, but they'll be able to look at their email. So I like to send them stuff separately if I can.
Definitely, I'll send that over.
Okay, thank you. Okay, do we have any questions so far of what we've discussed before we get into our further down in the agenda? And I see Iris, you have your hand up. Take yourself off mute.
Is there a number to call the first speaker on where we can, on the alley cleanup?
Sure, you can give me a call and I can provide you with that information of the gentleman over that program. My number.
Okay, I've got your number.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions on what we've discussed so far? Okay, I don't see any other hands. Going once? Going twice? Okay, well, thank you for your presentation. I really appreciate it and great information. Oh, I'm sorry, I see Patricia. I see your hand up.
No, it's not up.
No, Pat Taylor Braxton's hand was up, yes.
Okay.
Hi, thank you so much for seeing my hand, because all I wanted to say is that those of us who have gotten the survey out, we filled it out and we did it online, but many of our community partners don't have smartphones, they don't do it. Is there a PDF form that can be printed out so they can fill it out? We can help them fill it out and they can mail it into the mayor's office?
Such a great question. Thank you for bringing that up. They can actually contact the Department of Neighborhoods office. I'm going to put that information in the chat and whom they can contact, and they will be doing a survey hotline for those that do not have computers.
That would be very helpful.
No, thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
No. Okay, any other questions? I don't want to miss anybody. So make sure you either make a motion or wave your hand, because I don't want to miss anybody, because we got really, really great information that was given to us this evening.
Excuse me, Miss Jackson, I'm sorry.
Yes, Miss Moore, how are you?
I'm blessed, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. What you thinking about?
Oh, well, I guess I wanted to ask Miss Sessom a question. From what I understand, there are going to be 25 events throughout the next 2 months in different locations regarding the AP APRA 101. Is that true, Mrs. Sessom? Ms. Sessom?
Oh, yes. So there are 25 meetings in 25 days.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to exceed those meetings. And we've already touched over 800 individuals through these conversations and gathered feedback. So by the end of June, we will have concluded most likely over 25 meetings, but the goal is 25 meetings in 25 days. And the important thing is that you are able to provide this information and as well as fill out that survey. We will have another meeting on June 22nd for our District 3 and 4 call. We'll be delegating our whole entire meeting to this conversation. So,
well, there's, from what I understand, Aaron Harris has scheduled a meeting with our block club at Dove Academy on Saturday, June the 19th at 11 o'clock a.m. It's going to be outdoors, so those who would like to come, or you know anybody that have not got this information, I'm sure they will be doing it there at the block club meeting.
Definitely. Thanks for sharing that information. And for those of you that are able to join, they can contact you, correct, Ms. Moore?
Yes, they can, or come Saturday at June 19th at 11 o'clock at Dove Academy on Wexford 20100 Wexford Street.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moore.
You're welcome.
Do we have anyone else? I see a hand in the corner, but I can't see the name. Okay, unmute yourself. Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, I'm Coleman Young II, candidate for City Council. I wanted to ask you, do you have any plans to use the $400 million to invest into neighborhood opportunity funds? for beautification in neighborhoods at all?
So that would fall under our restore neighborhoods. I think
Okay.
that a few of our buckets do fall into beautification.
Okay.
So I don't know if you looked through the entire presentation.
No, I'm sorry. I just got in. I came late. I apologize. I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask. I had to ask that. I'm sorry.
No problem. I'll put that link to the actual presentation in the Zoom chat for those of you that would like to have that information, and I'll also send it to you, Ms. Jackson, as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I'll make sure I get it out, at least share it with the community as well. Okay, any other questions? I think he just didn't take his hand down. Okay. Okay, going once. I don't want to miss anybody. Going twice. Okay, thank you so much, Kiana. Kiana, I really appreciate it, and everyone else that joined in on the presentation. You guys did a great job, so thank you so much. Thank you. So what we're going to do is get into, and I like to start recognizing our councilmen, our commissioners, our dignitaries, period, all the great information that they provide us. So I see that Ms. Beverly Hilton, you are online, my dear. Good evening, and how are you?
I am great. How's everyone? Great meeting. You always have great meetings, Kim, President Kim.
Thank you. I appreciate it. What kind of good news do we have?
Well, I'm bringing greetings on behalf of our Wayne County Treasurer, Eric Sabree. And of course, the good news is that the date for foreclosures was extended to March 31st, 2022. So that will help those folks that haven't had an opportunity to get into a payment plan or make arrangements be able to do so. And one thing I am asking for the support of everyone that is on this call, if you have any neighbors, friends, or families that have vacant property, vacant lots, they are listed on the treasurer's website. We will be foreclosing on any property that is unoccupied or vacant lots that have not been, whose taxes are not up to date. We will be foreclosing on them. So if you know of anyone, you can go on the website, actually see the addresses of the unoccupied properties, also the vacant lots that are on the list for foreclosures. The second thing that I ask all of you for your support on is next year, March 31st, 22, Treasurer Sabree will not be able to provide the extended dates for foreclosure prevention as we have done in the past 2 years. We have one date, he extends it. I think it was due in April. We extended it to May this year. Well, there's a state statute that says March 31st is the deadline date. And because of the treasurer's passion to make sure that everyone stays in their home and that we don't foreclose on anyone, he has extended those deadline dates. And so this year they're saying, why are you not abiding by the state statute? And that is March 31st is the foreclosure deadline date. And so we are developing a campaign to reach out to every household, especially those folks that you know that kind of wait until the last minute, because there won't be anything that we'll be able to do next year in moving that deadline date. So we'll be working with the Board of Education, our block club leaders, our elected officials, our mayors, city council, anyone that we can that will hear us going door to door back into the communities to say, please come now, make some arrangements, because what happens January, you're not going to be able to make up that $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000. If you have that disposable cash, it would have been paid by now. And so we're here to support you. We're here to help you. So please help us help you. And my phone number, my cell number is 313, I'll put it in the chat, 313-282-3355. And I always say it's Detroit's best kept secret. We don't tell anyone that we're in trouble until it's almost too late to get out of trouble. So please, thank you for your time. We're here to be of support, to help you all that we can. And I'll put that's my personal cell phone. I will call you. It might be 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night or whatever, but if you call me, I will call you. And thank you very much, Madam President. And I'll be on, and invite us to your meetings. Send us an email. I'll put that, we've got contact information for the treasurer's office.
Okay.
On our website. I will come, treasurer will come wherever you are, wherever the people are. Thank you.
I will do that, and thank you so much. And I will make sure that you have a standard link to the meeting. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
I see Reverend Peterson. Any good news for us, and how have you been? Take yourself off mute.
It'll help if I just go, otherwise I'm going right along. But thanks for asking. We have been doing very well over at Lomax, and I pray that everyone here is doing very well as well. Some of the things we got coming up at our church at Lomax on DeQuinter is we're going to be doing a COVID-19 shots on June 17th in the hours of 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then on Juneteenth, we're doing, which will be June 19th on that Saturday. We're going to be doing a few things on that day right at the church parking lot and that area, because we have a couple of lots as well. We're going to be doing a giveaway, so as it relates to giving clothing, household goods, and some other items for those, and it's free of charge for those who decide to come in, stop by and pick up. You might find furniture, you might find tools, you might find a number of things that we're doing to bless our community on that day as well. We have some other events. We're having a water gun fight for our children, for whoever may come out, and some other dunk tanks on that day, and some food for that day on that Saturday, beginning, I think it's 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. We're just coming just to celebrate our community while we have these summer months. And of course, we're going to be looking at doing other things in the future. But just wanted to say we're excited about that part, and thank you again for giving me this time.
What was that date again? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Sure, two things. June 17th, we're doing COVID vaccines from 11 to 1. That's on a Thursday. And then on June 19th, which is a Saturday, that's when we're going to be doing all the fun things and giving aways at that day.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. Great news. I see that Pastor Van Adams is on the phone as well. Any updates you would like to provide to us? Good evening.
Good evening. I've just been enjoying the meeting today, and just wanted to thank, first of all, the 11th Precinct for being a valuable partner to the Solomon's Temple community. We are hoping once the pandemic lifts that we will be able to reopen our community center, which has been an anchor for our young people. I heard a lot of the comments about the community centers being a vital part of making sure our young people are safe and active. So we hope to have that up and running in the not too distant future. But we will continue to have outdoor mobile services, and the community has really rallied around that. People that haven't been to church in a while have been able to just drive up. And so that is available on Sundays, and we'll be working on some other community events. One in particular is around social justice, and it's called Summer of Peace. And so we will be having various barbecues and things like that as you know, we've noticed, an increase in violence and things of that nature because of coming out of the pandemic. And so it's important that we continue to have activities, not only for our young people, but for other community members during those summer months. So we will be in partnership with the 11th Precinct and provide additional information for that as it becomes available. So thank you for this space and time.
Absolutely. And I understand you have youth ministries on Fridays. You have any updates on that?
That's correct. We right now, we've been doing it through our Zoom mechanism for the last year. And we'd like to share that with any of our parents that would like a safe and Christ-centered environment to channel their youth to. Many of them on their computers and on the various Zooms. Why not provide something positive? So I would certainly welcome being able to provide you with that link, and we welcome anyone. It's at 8 o'clock every Friday night. So thank you.
Yes, if you send me that information, I will share with the community and they can forward if they see necessary. So I think that's awesome. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Ms. Jackson, can I ask a question, please?
Absolutely.
Well, I need a statement and then a question. So on July 23rd, I believe is our date, all of the precincts throughout the department are starting to have recruiting efforts. So I'm putting it out there to my NPOs, don't y'all kill me, but I would like for, I'm listening to a lot of events that are going on. It would be nice if we can all collaborate and have one good showing for that date as a recruiting effort for the 11th precinct. So if you're like Pastor Peterson, I'm hearing you having dunk tanks and things of that nature. We love that you're having it on your date. If you're able to replicate on a date for our recruiting. So some of the events that you all are having, it would be awesome if we can have all of that in one location. I know that's a huge ask, but I think it would be a great showing for the 11th precinct as it relates to recruiting, because each precinct gets their own particular day. So if you don't mind, I would like for us to collaborate on that and start planning that out so we can make it great. For those in whatever your event is that you're doing separately, please do your event separately. But again, if you don't mind replicating your event, where we can have them all in one place, which would be at our precinct, and start pushing it to your congregation, to your people in the community, your young folks who are interested. And we just want to make it one big event, if that's okay. So that's a big ask from me, but I would like for us to start collaborating on that if possible. Thank you, Ms. Jackson.
Absolutely.
Ms. Jackson, if I could add to that, Commander, that was an awesome idea, but I'd just like to throw in the date. We're targeting July 23rd as our date for our recruiting event. So I'd like to put that out there so all of our wonderful community partners can block it out on their calendar, and we can also brainstorm about some ideas. Thanks, Commander, and thank you, Ms. Kim.
Absolutely. Thank you both.
Ms. Kim?
Yes,
Kim?
Yes, Commissioner.
Yes, I'd like to add, and I just wanted to commend Pastor Adams, but you're under the leadership of Pastor Davenport at Solomon Temple. Is that correct?
That is correct. He's the senior pastor.
Okay, so let me say this to you. I'm a regular listener to TCT Ask the Pastor. You do a phenomenal job. You do, sir, a phenomenal job. So I know you're going to do great with the youth. So everybody, you need to turn in. This is a plug for Reverend Adams, and also Ms. Jackson. Let everybody know Dad Butler Park is always available to hold these events. As Commander Slappy was speaking about the area of the precinct, we still have Dad Butler Park where everybody can come up there with their resources so the whole community can come to one location. So if we learn to unite together, Ms. Jackson, it would be a better world. I thank you for the time.
Oh, yep, and I'll be coming back to you, Commissioner, because I know you have we talked about earlier, so I know we have some stuff we need to talk about. So I'm gonna put you kind of towards the bottom because I know you got a lot to speak on.
But I hope the people don't leave. See, if everybody leaves,
nobody's gonna leave because it's not 8 o'clock yet. So we gonna get you in.
All right.
All right. Next on the list, I see Mr. Keith Williams. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing great. I got some good news for you.
Okay.
We are finishing up in the 12th precinct with our scout program. It has turned out to be a phenomenal situation. We didn't confiscate a lot of cars, speeding and all that stuff. And so now we coming to the 11th precinct. And that will happen next week. I'm gonna talk to Ms. Lappy about what we're about to do. We need a place where we can bring our trucks and our cars, a holding place in the 11th precinct. Okay, so we're gonna spend probably about 2 weeks in that area.
All right.
How many cars and trucks are you looking at, sir?
We're going to talk about 7 cars in we bring our big van and the big van and things like that.
Are you going to, is it something that you want to leave there for a period of time?
No, when we leave, like every time we do it, we bring that truck down there and in our cars. Then for that day, we take it back to our stations and stuff.
Okay, we'll talk offline, but I was wondering, like, we have a fenced area kind of in the back of the precinct where some of the officers kind of park sometime, and for convenience for you, so you don't have to keep bringing it back and forth every day. I was trying to see if we can work something out where if you were going to be there for a week, then maybe you can just put that stuff back there. So maybe we can talk offline with Sergeant Spruce and them and see how we can make that convenient for you if you so choose.
Okay, we just want to see some visibility to let people see the trucks out there a little bit too, so I'll call you.
Yes, sir. You have my number?
I'll give it. Yes, I need it.
Let me know when you're ready to copy.
I'm ready.
313 410 55 33. And I answer it 24 hours a day.
I just want people to know we're not trying to take over nobody's job. We're just trying to help.
We need all the help that we can get, and we appreciate your partnership.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Appreciate that update. So I know to be good for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And there's going to be a lot of people upset too.
That's why I said I need to be good. That's what I said.
Yeah, we're going to take care of you. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay. We have next, I want to go to, I think I see Mr. Martin on there, and you're part of 36th District. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna get you right yet. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Good evening. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for coming this evening.
Good evening, everyone. I was trying to get the chief on. He's trying to get on now, but they're saying that he has the incorrect password or passcode. There's some type of error where he can't get in.
Call Officer Robin's cell phone. We're going to get him in.
Okay.
313 600 3354.
Okay. I'll be back shortly.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Right.
Mr. Wells, are you still with us?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Did you say Wells?
Yes, Mr. Wells. How are you this evening?
Oh, that's fine. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. This is James Wells from Wayne County Commissioner Armor Clark Coleman's office. She sent greetings as she always do. I'm not going to hold you up with a lot of information because I do not have a lot, but we do have dumpsters available. So if anybody doing a cleanup, we can provide you with a dumpster for that. And we do have gloves, a lot of gloves. I mean, not gloves, but face masks available. So if anybody needs any, let us know. Wayne County, they're doing the best they can to stay afloat. So if there's any questions or anything anybody might have, I'll take them, if I may.
Yep, you may. Any questions for Mr. Wells? I don't see any, sir. We have a Nancy Willis.
Got it?
Yes. Hi,
James Wells, yes, I'm ready.
Yes,
James Wells, you said you have dumpsters available to the neighborhoods?
for community cleanup. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, so how do we go about, just call you to make a reservation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, may I have your phone number, please?
You can call, I'm gonna give you 3 numbers, sir. First
Okay.
number is the office number, 313-224-0942.
Okay,
313-224-0942. The
okay.
second number is my home number, 313-861-5322. 861-5322. Third number, cell phone, 313-529-5857. Just call either one of those numbers. I will get it and we'll take care of you. But we need at least right now about 30 days in advance of your cleanup. Go ahead and schedule it. Give us a call and give us the date and we'll put it in.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's all you need to do.
All right, sounds good, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Saying none, thank you, Madam President.
Absolutely. I kindly thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I also have my president of community relations, police community relations, Alvin Stokes. Good evening, Mr. Stokes, and just wanted you to introduce yourself. And is there any updates you would like to provide us?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Again, my name is Alvin Stokes. I am the president of Citizens Police Community Relations Citywide, which every precinct falls up under Citywide's umbrella. Madam Chair, I just want to commend you on the great job that you're doing. Commander Slappy, Captain Blackwell, and NPOs, it's great to see you all. But Madam Chair, I just want to give a shout out to the ministers that are on the line. I'm glad to see that you're supporting your precinct. And Commander, I know you know all about it as far as getting those religious leaders involved into organization. So it would be nice to get those a religious organization for the 11th precinct going over there. But Commander, it's so good to see you.
It's good to see you, sir. Ever since I met you as a captain at the 10th precinct, you have been an awesome supporter and a great partner. And I've always thanked you so much for your support as me as a captain, and now as myself and Captain Blackwell as the command team at number 11. So thank you continuously, yourself and Ms. Jackson, who has been my friend for at least 30 years.
Yes.
So I appreciate you, Mr. Stokes, always positive and always looking out for us. So thank you again.
Thank you so much. But that's what we do.
Thank you, Captain Blackwell. Excuse me, Mr. Stokes. Always a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. And we're here for y'all. If there's anything that we can do, we're just a phone call away. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, well, we're really going to need all of our partners to come out again for the recruiting effort. We want 11th precinct to show up and show out and get as many people signed up who want to be law enforcement as possible. So we're looking forward to this venture. Thank you.
Yeah. And Mr. Stokes, on the 23rd, maybe you and I can talk, because I would like you to have your presence here on that day as well, if you don't mind.
If I'm not celebrating my birthday, that's the next day, but I'm going to do my best to get there. Now, Commander, did y'all talk about Juneteenth as far as June 18th down at the headquarters?
I believe the Citywide is taking that from what I saw on the schedule, the CNL.
Okay, yeah, there's a event happening down at headquarters June the 18th in celebration of Juneteenth from 3 to 8. So yeah. all are welcome.
Good, okay, and that's at headquarters? Okay.
1301.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Commander, Captain, appreciate y'all.
Thank you, appreciate it, Mr. Stokes. We have Lionel Williams. Hello, sir, and you're with DPSCD, and hopefully I got that right this time.
Yes, Ms. Jackson, Detroit Public Schools Community District. Thank you for having us. Thank you to the commander, to the captain, to the NPOs for working with the Detroit Public Schools. We really appreciate it. We're gearing up for our summer learning experience. It'll be a full day experience for all the children from July 12th to August 5th. We'll be at 44 locations, East Side locations, Greenfield Union, Pulaski, Ronald Brown, Brenda Scott, Fisher, Denby, and East English High School. Right now, we have a legislative priority that we are asking the community to help us with. I put the link in the chat. It's a 2021-2022 legislative priority. The topics are equitable funding. Detroit Public Schools gets less per student than West Bloomfield and Southfield because of the property taxes. So we are asking them, the state of Michigan, to provide equitable funding system to give kids that need more funding and not the kids that have more. And also we're trying to waive the third grade retention law for this year because of the pandemic. And we're asking them to put money for facilities into the funding because most of our schools are 60 years old and plus. So we are trying to get them to help with the facility initiative for the Detroit Public Schools. And also we want to waive the teacher evaluation that's linked to student achievement because of the pandemic. And we want them to provide online funding because some students will still go online when we come back to school. Majority of them will be face-to-face, but we will have an online facility for those students that still want to go online. And we have, as you heard from the city of Detroit, we have $800 million that from the ARPA fund. So Dr. Vitti, he will be providing engagement sessions with the community, with families, similar to the session that we had today. And he will be taking questions and suggestions on how we will spend our $800 million.
All right, awesome. Thank you for that information. Great information. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I do see that we have, is it Chief Judge McConaughey? Do I have that correct?
Yes, you do.
Hello
How are
there.
you?
How are you? Good to see you.
Man, I've been fighting to get in this meeting for about a half an hour, but I learned I had to register ahead of time. So that was the that was the small glitch in the in the system. So
okay, at least you're here with us, and thank you for joining. I really appreciate that. Taking time out of your schedule.
Absolutely. Can I make a quick presentation or talk?
The floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, everyone, I'm Bill McConaughey. I have the honor of being the Chief Judge of the 36th District Court. But most importantly, grew up my entire life in the 11th Precinct, right on DeQuinder. Family is still on DeQuinder. No one has ever lived on that house on DeQuinder but a McConaughey. And so it's a great thing about that. And the 11th Precinct has always provided great great service for our community, and the community relations. This board and this organization was very important to me. I was your former state representative for 3 terms and came to these meetings, and I'll be glad we can come back in person, but it's good to be able to talk to you virtually. I've been the Chief Judge of 36th District Court since January of 2020. Unfortunately, I only had about 45 days as the chief before the pandemic hit the country and the world. And, we've had to do some shifting of how we operate. But since 2020, we have made sure that the court is more accessible to the citizens. And in every meeting, and part of one of the things in bringing accessibility to the court is, bringing myself, other judges, community relations specialists to come to these meetings. We are going to, I was in the 12th Precinct meeting last week. Week before that, I was in Councilman Tate's meeting. We're going out and we're going to engage the community. I had a sense when I was out in 2018, when I was running for re-election, that judges aren't normally out in the community until we're up for re-election. And I thought if I became chief, I wanted to make sure that you had an ongoing dialogue with the court. I want you to know what's happening in the court. I want to take back your concerns to the court and see how we can address them. But this was one of the first things I did, was that I said, we're going to come out into the community. We're going to do things like we're looking to partner when we can open back up fully with the Detroit Public Schools and take and have actual court dates, full court sessions in some of our high schools and some of our elementary schools, so that they can see not mock trials, but actual court cases, so they can see how lawyers operate, how the police functions. And those are some things that we're working on. We got rid of our utensils ban to make sure that people walking into the court can use pens, pencils, bring in paper to take notes. Also, you can bring your cell phone in the 36th District Court now.
Wow.
In all the courts in the state of Michigan, because we want to make sure that, again, this is your place. The 36th District Court has more people that come inside of that building than any other court in the state of Michigan. Third Circuit is larger, but more people actually do business and have cases in 36th District Court. But one of the biggest things that I'm going out talking to concerning that's been really impacting the court is our landlord-tenant docket. And I wanted to just share, Ms. Jackson, some of the things that are happening on our landlord-tenant docket. And I'm not going to take up too much of your time because I'm going to be back with myself or another judge each month. So we'll break it up and we'll talk about, traffic and civil and other. But right now, I just want to talk about landlord-tenant.
Okay.
The 36th District Court was the first court to have a moratorium on evictions in the state of Michigan. About 3 weeks later, Governor Whitmer issued a statewide moratorium, and then ultimately the federal government did a federal moratorium on evictions. The federal moratorium ends June 30th, so you'll have a couple of more months of that. However, there are systems in place where a person does not have to be evicted. There is a diversion hotline. There is a website where a person can go to get information, where there's assistance for rental assistance as well. And there's money that can be accessed by the landlords. So what we have done, we've been working well with the city of Detroit and making sure that our staffs are working to make sure that the resources and the finances that are coming from the federal government and the state are coming to our residents in the city of Detroit to pay their back rent, as well as future rent payments. There's a program called the SARA program, in which are the landlords are being hurt too. And so I want to make sure people, we recognize that, all landlords aren't like big conglomerations. My dad owned 2 houses on Miller Street, Miller and Mount Elliott. And if my dad didn't receive rent for 15 months, that would have been a hardship. So I recognize that there are some landlords who are struggling, and by partnering, we are able to get landlords their money, as well as make sure people aren't homeless. And so we're going to put in the chat the website for the diversion program. You can go to 36th District Court's website, and you can the hotline is there, the phone number, as well as the website. And the other thing that we have done to really help out our residents is that we have too high of a rate of eviction in the city of Detroit. This predates the pandemic. This predates me becoming the chief. We evict residents at a higher rate than similar cities that have the same population, same educational attainment. Cities like Cleveland, Baltimore, the Bronx, Newark, New Jersey, Chicago. Our eviction rate is much higher. And part of the reason that I believe is that we 85 to 90% of our tenants that come before our court, they're unrepresented. One of the benefits of the pandemic and doing Zoom court is that now we have lawyers that are in every courtroom. So every tenant that has a case in 36th District Court, there are lawyers from the United Housing Coalition, Lakeshore, Legal Aid. They're there to provide assistance, and that helps making sure that they are able to access the resources to pay their back rent. Also, some people just want to move, and show them resources where they can move, get affordable housing. And Kim, we've gone from having only 10%, 5 to 10% of our residents having counsel to 100% of them having lawyers now. And so that is why we're seeing a much better system, a lot more equity. And so we're moving that out. So we're about fairness at 36th District Court. We're about bringing resources to the court, and we're about being accessible to the court. So we have Mr. Merlin Martin has been in a couple of your meetings. I know he's here now. He's been helping me get on this. Part of one of his roles with the court is to come to meetings, to take your concerns, to come back. And he came back after the last meeting. He said, you need to be at the meeting.
Yeah.
Thank
you, Mr. Martin.
And he was like, they appreciate that I'm here. They appreciate the back and forth, but you need to be in the meeting. So I teach on Tuesdays. I actually teach a probate law class. So this week I told my class, you're getting out a little early because I have an appointment that I cannot miss. So I am here. So I just want to let everyone know you can contact 36th District Court. We are up and running. Cases are still being held via Zoom. Felony cases, we are doing those in person. If you have to pay a ticket, you have to pay a bond. You have ways of doing it without coming inside the court. DivDat kiosks throughout the city. You can go to the DivDat website and you pay. You can download the mobile app and pay. And if you need to do a bond, you can go to the jail and pay now at a kiosk, or you can still come into 36th District Court and do so. So we have plexiglass all over the place. We're socially distancing, even though people should be vaccinated. We're still making sure that we are providing a safe environment if you need to come down to the court. And with that, Kim, I'll take some questions if you have it, and just I'll be back next month, and if I can't, another judge will be here. But we're like I said, we're going to be here and accessible to the precincts and to the community, because we're not just going to stay at 421 Madison anymore. We're bringing the court out to the community.
I like that, and I appreciate that so much. And I do have one question for you. I see how that landlord tenant is working and the representation that they're getting now. And unfortunately, it's through Zoom that they are able to do this. And because you guys went up to now 100%, is this something you guys are looking to continue to keep doing so that we're able to help?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We are going to, something came out from the State Court Administrator's Office, which is a subset of the Michigan Supreme Court, and they kind of run the courts last week, that stated that, even when we're fully reopening, we're going to continue doing Zoom hearings as much as possible.
Okay.
And so there's going to be, there's some people that want to come in person. I mean, there are some people that still are old school. If they're going to pay a ticket, they want to see that clearance in their hand. They want the receipt in their pocket. They put it in the dashboard. We're going to have some availability for some in-person cases. However, Zoom is really working well, okay? In that I give these same examples all the time. If you have an elderly parent at home, having to find care for your elderly parent, or if you have children who are in school remotely, that you don't have to drive down to 36th District Court, pay $15 to park, go through security, wait, because all the cases, wait in a hot courtroom. We're working on the AC a little better. We got a new maintenance company in there, but it's very convenient. You can Zoom in from work. You can go in your dining room or go in the kitchen and Zoom with the kids in their other room, and so we want to keep that accessibility. I was talking to some officers last week that.
They love it.
Beverly. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can stay at the station. You can do it.
Yes.
And we're having less of a capious issue on our criminal and our traffic cases where, people, whatever excuse why you can't get to the court, you got a phone. I'm looking at my phone right now. I'm not even on my iPad or my computer. because I was struggling getting in. So I was like, I'm not going to convert and register. I'm on my phone right now. And so a person can be in their car, they can sit on their porch, wherever, and it's working. So that's a long answer, Kim, to say, but we're going to keep that. And especially for that landlord tenant case, because we can't, if we have 4 courtrooms going and you have 1 million people coming in and out, one lawyer or these lawyers can't happen. But when we're going case by case, that person can, as soon as you put them in the Zoom room, put them in a breakout room, the lawyer can consult with the client, talk to them, go over their rights, and we have a good system. So
that's awesome.
We are continuing Zoom.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's great. I see KR has their hand up. Oh, I'm sorry, Commander. I am so sorry. You were next. I apologize. KR, hold on 1 second for me, and I'm going to go to the commander.
Judge, a couple of things. One, thank you so much for being on today. 2, yes, the officers love being the convenience of having Zoom in the precinct. 3, I applaud the efforts to keep the tenants in their homes who are renting. But I do have one question. Sometimes from a law enforcement standpoint, we do get concerns from citizens from, I hate to say lack of a better word, but nuisance families. Sometimes you have those who are on the block. We're consistently getting a lot of phone calls from the citizens on the street, from, the families are being extremely disruptive to the citizens on that block. And is there any way sometimes when they're renting that we can partner, if you will, with the landlord, because ultimately we're holding them responsible?
Right.
Is there an express process, if you will?
Absolutely. And even during when there were moratoriums, emergency evictions were occurring. If there's a situation where there's destruction of property, there's an extreme nuisance in the community, there's illegal activity, selling drugs or chop shop, anything of that nature, those are emergency evictions where when we were almost in the shelter in place, Alicia Jones Coleman, who's our presiding judge of the landlord tenant, she was doing all of the emergency evictions. Now those are spread out on a rotation, but those happen immediately because that's an immediate issue. If a landlord is having issues with tenants for those reasons, that is outside of the moratoriums are strictly for non-payment of rent cases. And that's because of the pandemic. But those nuisance cases, those are emergency eviction cases. And those cases are heard immediately. You jump right in because you can't have a person in there that's destroying the property, selling drugs, parking cars on the grass, making a unsafe, something unsafe for the kids or on the block. There is a process for that. Absolutely. And the court
reach out to?
You simply, the landlord simply needs to file the paperwork with the court. And those matters are handled within 24 hours. And there's an immediate hearing on those. And our court officers are the ones that perform the writ of those are emergency writs of eviction. And sometimes there's confusion where landlords come to the station. They come to you guys to handle this. No, that is a court process where the independent contractors that work for the court, those court officers, they handle those emergency evictions. But if a landlord or if a person comes in here or comes into your station or calls, you just refer them to 36th District Court. And even if they call the hotline, someone can walk them through what the process is. And that's a very quick issue because those are deemed emergencies.
Do you have a person that I, as the commander, can have a direct contact with someone?
Yes, yes.
I won't abuse it, I promise, but every now and again, it just helps.
I'll give you the contact person for the director of the civil division, and I'll also give you information for our deputy general counsel, which handles most of the landlord tenant matters. And I'll give you that in a matter of moments. I'm going to have to dip out and go in another room and grab these numbers for you. But I'll make sure you have those direct contacts, and and I'll make sure you have mine.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. And by the way, Commander, I like I said, I just want you to know that the officers again have always. DeQuinder loves the 11th precinct. I'll just say that you guys have taken good care of our area, and I've told that to when her dad was there, when Gary Brown was the commander, when Dunlap was the commander. I've said it to all of them, and so I want to now say it. We appreciate what you guys do.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chief.
Yeah. Oh, is that Blackwell over there?
Yes, sir. It is. She's my partner.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. Chief, that's my
How's it
buddy.
going?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I am excellent. Excellent.
Yes.
How my boys doing?
They are great, sir. How's my buddy and my beautiful princess? Everybody okay, sir?
Everybody is great over here. Thank you.
Okay.
I saw you chime in.
That athlete, she's all good.
She just graduated from college last Sunday.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Yes,
Awesome.
yes, indeed.
Awesome. Kim is the captain at number 11. She's my we're partners. We're the team at number 11, and we're proud to say we're the only female command team of all the precincts. So we appreciate your support.
I love it.
Yes, sir. Let us know if you need anything.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Take care, Chief.
All right, you too, Kim.
Right.
And again, guys, and like I said, I don't want to filibuster, use an old term, your meeting. I just want to let you guys know that we'll be back every month just to give you a different piece. But I want to make sure. I know I saw Merlin put his information in the chat. Yes. If you need something quicker, you know, get to him. And Commander, I'm going to get you those numbers and emails so that you don't have to dance around some things when that stuff comes in.
And I'll give you mine. I think it'd probably be a little better if we exchange that information offline.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Okay. No, yeah, because I have accidentally put my cell number out on YouTube dealing with Zoom, and it's like, that's not the smartest thing, Bill.
Right.
It's like, yeah, so it happens. But again, like I said, I thank you for having me. And Commander, like I said, I'll get you all that information. I'd love to have your stuff. Ms. Jackson, thank you for having us, and everybody in the 11th. I'm biased. I've already said that, but we'll be back. And let us know what you need.
Yes, I thank you so much, Mr. Martin. Thank you. You always attend every month. I appreciate you. Thank you for getting the chief judge here with us. I am so happy that he's here. So I take my hat off to you and all that you do as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's St. Albans too. So just so y'all know, he coming out the 11th.
Absolutely.
So,
all right.
Absolutely.
I see KR has her hand up, and she's had it up for a minute. Would you like to take yourself off mute?
Yes, can you hear me? I think I am off mute.
Yes, you are.
Yes, good evening. I just wanted to be clear that the 36th district is open, but the landlord-tenant cases, most of them are still on Zoom.
The 36th district court has always been open, except for like a 2-week period. We're open, but all of our cases are scheduled via Zoom, except if a person is requesting an in-person preliminary exam. Those are felony cases. And if a person has a traffic matter, if they have a landlord-tenant matter, a civil matter, and they are just incapable of doing the matter via Zoom, meaning they have no access to the internet, they have no access to a computer, they have no access at all, we can schedule an in-person special hearing for them in the afternoon. But 90%, 95% of our cases are handled via Zoom.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that if I go down there at 9 o'clock, I can come in.
Yeah, but what would you need to come in for? Let me just.
No, just asking. You know, I'm actually asking for someone else, but they were asking if it was open. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's open, but you are going to be asked, what do you need to do? Because we're not having
Right.
people just on all the floors, because so a security guard, if you're there to pay a ticket, they're going to direct you to the kiosk. But if you have to go in and get certain paperwork, you'll go get in the line, the information desk, if you need to go there. But we are still trying to have people do as much as they can, either through phone calls or paying online or doing things like that. But we are, opening up more and more. The next thing, and I really should not do this because I'm actually breaking this I have a bench meeting of all my judges tomorrow. And I'm letting them know we are going to start accepting civil filings on June 21st in person. Right now, if you're suing someone or a small claim, you have to mail it in, fax it in, or email it in. We're going to start allowing people to bring their pleadings in person on June 21st. So we're gradually opening up more and more of the services now that the infection rate is down in the city of Detroit. See, our numbers are much better than they were. People are getting vaccinated. I've brought back all of the employees. All of the employees are back in the building now. So now we can expand more of the in-person activity.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us. You gave us some great information as always. I wouldn't expect anything less. So I thank you so much from the both of you, Mr. Martin and Chief Judge McConaughey. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I do want to say before you guys throw me out, I see my former colleague Coleman Young II in that Zoom room. We sat on that house floor together back in the day, and there wasn't as much gray in this beard at that time. But see, Coleman's still baby faced over there. That means not as much stress on him right there. But
you look good.
Good to see you. But again, guys, I'll see you next month. Commander, I'll get you that information. Mr. Martin's going to stay on to take some more all your information down. And again, his information is in the chat. If any citizen has a concern, complaint, suggestion, please email Mr. Martin. His desk is legitimately right outside of my office, and so it'll get to me immediately, and I'll get you some good feedback, and we'll get back in touch with you.
Absolutely.
So with that being said,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
I think D-Rob is going to give you my number, sir. D-Rob is going to shoot you my information.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that.
D-Rob sent it to Mr. Martin already.
I have it.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, you guys take care.
Okay, thank you. Have a great evening.
You also.
Take care.
Yes.
Jackson.
Next we have Commissioner Shirley Birch. She's going to give us some updates. Ms. Birch, are you on?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you good.
Okay, I just want everybody to know, because time is up now, that you can also, this event that we're doing is really not an event. It's an organization, and I'm just going to list the name of the people involved, including Captain Kimberly Blackwell and the NPOs of the 11th Precinct. We have Miss Pat Bosch, and this is a contest of our gas stations in District 3. We have Miss Pat Bosch, so you can call these people because we don't have time now. And then you have Jimmy McBride of Norwood. Then you have Helco, that's Russ Ballant. You have the Finland, that's Miss Beatrice. So we have many block clubs that have joined this effort, that we want the gas stations to be as clean as they are in the suburbs, as safe as they are, and not to sell these paraphernalia and drugs in the gas station to our young people. So like I said, the time is gone, so I don't have time to receive the questions. The other thing I wanted to share was about that Butler Park, what's happening, the good things up there, but now the time is about gone, Ms. Jackson. So therefore, I wanted to also share everything that the District 3 is doing with the Love Where We Live is going very well. So again, if you have any questions of me, you can email regarding your suggestions. What would you ask of the new police chief that is going to be selected in Detroit? What question would you ask as a candidate would you want to see in a new chief of police? That's it, Ms. Jackson. Any questions anybody have before you say it's time to go?
Yeah, no, you got to give us your email address.
You want me to give out my well, why don't you explain it first?
Or
Why
you
haven't I given them my email? You could say
Well,
that, please.
You want me to give out your email address? Or we can put it in the
Yes,
chat.
I
Either
want
way.
you to say. Okay, either way, they can put it in the chat. No sense in me saying that. Does anybody have any questions about what I said?
I see Beverly Hilton, you have your hand up.
Ms. Birch, I think Madam President was really giving you an opportunity to tell us, and so you started talking.
I'm trying to, Beverly, but the time is about gone.
I'm giving you the
opportunity. We're all waiting for you to tell us so that we'll know what's going on, what's good in your community, and what you wanted to share. She's not going to just stop the meeting while you're talking.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Hilton. I'm sharing about a beautification contest of our gas stations in District 3. We are supported by Wayne County Commissioners Martha Scott, Irma Clark Coleman, and also we're asking Warren Evans, could he beautify the strip of 8 Mile with flowers and also with the 8 Mile divide between Warren and Detroit? All this falls together, so it's not just about a contest. It's about holding people accountable in our neighborhood that they clean up and respect us as citizens. That's it, Ms. Jackson. Beverly, thank you so much. I just feel like I'm rushed because we're at the end.
We're going to continue, and I'm not rushing you, and I'm not going to rush you. You have the opportunity to speak like everyone else. If we run over, we run over, but your opportunity is there. So I didn't tell you to hurry up. I want you to get your information out just like everyone else has done.
I've given my information out.
Okay, so her email address will be Shirley, SHIRLEY, Birch, and that's all going to be one word, BURCH23 at ymail, MAIL. So ymail.com. And you can send her the questions you would like to ask for, or questions you want to ask for a new chief per se. So we want to make sure that you have input, and Commissioner also wants to make sure that you have input in, selecting a new chief per se. And we also put that in the chat just in case you missed it.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Anything else you need to tell us, Commissioner Birch? Is anything else going on we need to know?
I would like to ask Captain Blackwell, if she's there, could she share their participation, what they've agreed to do with the contest? If she's still there, could she share that, Captain Blackwell?
Yes, she's present.
I am still here, and I made my cell phone number available and accessible to the Block Club presidents. If they need assistance or they are have concerns going to gas stations, we will make sure that there is an NPO that is available to assist them.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. And if anyone needs my number, it is area code 313-570-2724. Thank you.
Ms. Jackson, if I may, that this idea really came from Jessica Parker is over building and safety. When I discussed this idea with her, she is the one that came up with the idea, why not have a contest for the gas stations and then get everybody involved in it. And that way it's a win situation. When you approach a gas station, you won't have that fear or that filthiness that you have to walk to the pumps to pump your gas. So I really give a shout out to Miss Jessica Parker. building and safety.
Awesome. Thank you for that information. That's good to know. Is there anything else you need to share with us?
I can't think of it now. I had it written down, but like I said, I just feel like at the end, I felt rushed. That was just me then. I felt like I was rushing. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you shouldn't feel rushed. I'm sorry that you felt that way, but you have opportunity like everyone else. So I'm not rushing you. It is after our 8 o'clock hour, but I'm not going to rush you. If people need to, unfortunately they have to leave. They have to leave before or after 8. But for the most part, everyone is still here in attendance. We got a great group. We got over 50 people in the group, and they're still hanging in there. And I think that's fantastic. And I thank each and everybody for hanging in. We have such great information. I don't want to rush through anything. I always like to make sure and give everybody an equal opportunity to make sure that the information is being known in the community so no one's left out. And then you can also share with your block clubs as well. So thank you everyone for hanging in there. So Commissioner, I'm sorry. Yes, Commander.
Oh, I didn't, is Commissioner done? I didn't want to overtalk her.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
I just wanted to take this time on behalf of myself, Captain Blackwell, the NPOs, and all of the officers at the 11th Precinct to thank the community for everything and all of the treats that they gave us during Police Week. The officers thoroughly enjoyed it, and so did we. So thank you so much for your generosity from the 11th Precinct. We thoroughly appreciated it.
Absolutely. Wouldn't have it any other way. I see, I don't know if Sherry's still on from Commissioner Kimlott she may have had to get off. Yeah.
I think she did.
She did. Okay. I didn't see her anymore. Okay. Now
she did put her information in the chat.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's great. So do we have any other questions? Did I miss anybody, first of all? And if I did, please either speak up, raise your hand, let me know that I missed you. And if not, do we have any questions that you guys want to speak on, address, make a comment? We have that opportunity to do that as well. And I see Mr. Young the second, I see your hand up. Take yourself off mute.
Yes, I'm Coleman Young second. I'm here to speak on my candidacy for City Council.
No, we can't do that.
Okay. Well, that's why I was here. So I just want to say that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Can I just say, President, I just want to say thank you so much for what you've done. You run such a brilliant meeting. I'm so happy and honored to be here at the 11th Precinct and be a part of it.
And thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're with us.
And Ms. Jackson, I'm sorry, I just got 3 little things to say and then I'll shut up if you don't mind.
No, say what you got to say, Ms. Moore.
I put it in the chat about the voting districts. They're drawing a new way for the people for this for the state. It's the Michigan Independent Citizen Redistricting Commission. I put the dates on there, the contact number, I'm with the League of Women Voters. So we're encouraging everybody to, they're realigning the state and we want you to take part in it. And number 2, to remind you, Binder Street Block Club, OR, will have Erin Harris from the city and she'll be talking again about the American Rescue Plan. If someone missed it or they want some additional information. And last but not least, I have to say this, Farwell Community Garden is running, full and running. We're planting up there. If you guys want to come out and help us, if you guys want to come out and plant, you're welcome to do that. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Do we have any other concern? Can you see anything? Do we have any other hands up, concerns or questions or just to say hi? All right, going once. Going nothing. Going twice. Before we say good night, Reverend Peterson, do you mind closing us out? Oh, before we do that, I'm sorry. I have 2 things I need to tell you about. One, we have the contact-free, community-safe sleep, grandparents bingo and education event. That is going to be Friday, June 18th. And it's here at the station, but I don't see a time. What's the time? It starts at 11 in the morning. And we will get some flyers out. And if I have to send some out to the community, I will do that as well. But we will make sure we get flyers out to you all. And there was another one. What am I missing? The 20, we talked about the 23rd. We did the 18th.
Ms. Jackson.
You speak on that because I don't know about
Ms.
it.
Jackson.
Yes, Commissioner.
One thing you're missing is that we forgot to speak about the drug called Tipsy and the hookah pipe that they're in our stations in 3rd District. And that is not supposed to be. We were supposed to discuss that. Everybody is aware of that new drug called Tipsy.
Right, that comes in that little canister. Yes, that's the email that I got. And I'm gonna speak on that as well. I was getting to that, but I was trying to make sure we had the bike event update as well. But thank you for the reminder. I will make sure that I mention that.
Thank you. That's something that's being prevalent to our young kids.
Absolutely. And yeah, between that and a whole lot more that's going on in these gas stations. So I did have a meeting this afternoon. And in that meeting, we discussed, we have 4 gas stations that we're targeting down 7 Mile. And this is just a trial. And that's why we picked these 4. We're gonna do a trial run. What we're gonna do, they're gonna go out, I wanna say it's gonna be next week. And they're gonna do a soft touch. What we mean by a soft touch is that they're gonna go in there, they'll talk to the party store owners, say, hey, can you clean this up? You know, get those knives out. You shouldn't be doing this. This is illegal, et cetera, et cetera. After that, they have 30 days to get their acts together. They're gonna go back, revisit those stations. And if they come into compliance, we thank you. If not, they get a ticket. So that's what we're doing now. So our next meeting, we're gonna do 30 days out from today because we had our meeting today on the 8th. So we're looking at July the 8th. That'll be 30 days to see how things have gone. So once we do that, then I will be able to provide you another update. And then I'll give you the 4 gas stations. The one is at 7 Mile, which is the one that has that tipsy canister at 7 Mile and 75. Then we have the one at 7 Mile and DeQuinder. And then we have the 2 gas stations at 7 Mile and Ryan. Both of those are across from Pershing High School. So we're working on those 4. Those are gonna be our first 4 that we're gonna do. And we're gonna take it small. And then once we get the proper people, because we needed to make sure that we had BC, we needed to make sure the law department was on, and they were unable to attend this go round. But once we get everything and all situated come July, because we're already gonna meet with them, we're gonna give an update. They're gonna provide us with an update, and then I'll make sure I keep that communication open with you guys so you'll know what's going on. Ms. Birch, is there anything else you need to add? Oh, good. Okay.
She's on mute.
Okay. Are you good, Miss? Okay, there you go. Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, okay, good, Kim. I was saying that the mobile station I-75 is one of our contestants. Then we have the 2 stations at State Fair, Outer Drive, DeQuinder, and then we have the BP. I think it's 8 Mile in Van Dyke, but the Block Club presidents are going to certain locations so we can compare the exterior and the interior so we can all be on one accord. But all those that you mentioned, we have not addressed those. But
okay.
They're not finished selecting, but we're on the right track.
Yes, okay, thank you. And I'm glad I picked those 4 because I kind of wanted to strip down 7 Mile because I know that's kind of a little hot commodity down that area. So I did want to focus down 7 Mile first, and I want to hit that 7 Mile in DeQuinder because it's kind of junky up in there as far as I'm concerned. And we need to
Kim, yeah, that's Sunoco. That's what you're talking about.
Yes, and it needs a little work on it. So I definitely want to make sure we can take care of that. But those are the 4 that I picked. I know there's more, but I do want to start with those 4. And then once we get those 4 up and going, then we can start picking another little cluster. But we kind of we don't want to just do a whole District 3 and, you know, everybody's pulling their hair out and running around. We kind of want to take small chunks at a time. So that's what we're working on.
And that's what we're doing. We're on one accord. We're doing the same thing, Ms. Jackson. Same
okay,
thing.
that sounds good. Thank you. Okay, if there's no other questions or concerns, we're going to have Reverend Peterson pray us out of our meeting this evening.
Amen. Well, first of all, I just like to say thank you, Commissioner Burch, for bringing the drugs to our attention. We want to make sure that we are aware of the new things that are continuing coming into our neighborhoods that will impact our children. Let us look to God. Lord, we just thank you again for your goodness. God, we thank you for this a time of coming together. Lord, we pray for the NPOs, the commander, the captain, the police force, our commissioners, the judges, and all who are on this line, oh God, continue to keep us and bless all the efforts that we're doing to beautify and to bring people on back together, oh God. We thank you for all the money that has been flowed back into our community, oh God. We pray that we use it in a manner that will continue to glorify you. And though, Lord, as we leave this Zoom meeting, that we never leave your presence. Continue to bless and keep each and every last one of us. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. And thank you so much. And I just want to make sure that everyone has my email address as well. Just please be mindful that I do work during the day, and then I do sometimes have call after work, so I can't answer you right away, but I do answer you no matter how I shake it up in the bag. I'm going to answer you. So my email address is kimj4267@gmail.com. Okay, and we'll put it in the chat. Oh, I got 5 gift cards. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Hold on, don't do nothing. I got 5 gift cards I'm giving away tonight. Okay, you guys are watching me, so I'm just gonna do this myself. Okay. Our first name is Brianna Brogg. Is she still on? You see her? You need be present. Okay, my next one is Robert Davis. Is he still on? Nope. Okay. My next one is Bessie Stewart. Do I still see Bessie? Yes, she's here. All right, you got a gift card coming. I'll reach out to you. I have Keith Williams. You don't need no gift card. Is he still on? I'm messing with him. He's gone anyhow. Okay, next, we're gonna keep this moving. Wanda Matthews. Do I see Wanda Matthews? Okay, Wanda, you have a gift card. Lionel Williams, you have a gift card. I see you. I know he get them all the time. Okay. Oops. Oops. Okay, let's mix them up good. Okay, let's see. We have Mr. Wells. We have you on here. You don't need a gift card, huh? John Bosch, is that Miss Pat? All right, you got it, Miss Pat. Here you go. I'll make sure you get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's her. That's Pat. I see John up there up under her name on mute. Okay, and I got one more. We're gonna give out another one. Patricia Baxton, are you still on? No? Okay. Alvin Stokes? Alvin's still on?
Madam Chair, go ahead and give it to someone else. Thank you so much.
Okay, I will pull another name. What is Betsy? She said who?
She said, can you give her, Betsy Stewart want to give her to someone else.
Oh, does she? Okay. All right, well, let me put her over here then. We have a Carla Kimbrough. Oh, there you go. Okay, you got a gift card, and we got one more to pick because Betsy, she, bless her heart, and thank you so much, Betsy. I appreciate you. And we got one more we're gonna put out. Diane Austin, are you still with us?
Yes.
Okay, you have a gift card. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will be reaching out to you guys to let me know how you want your gift card, okay? If we either have it here at the station or I can put them in the mail. Commander, I see your hand up.
Oh, no, it was a clap for the people who had won the gift card. Sorry.
Awesome. Nope, you're fine. You're fine. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the presentation. I appreciate everyone. You guys have a safe evening. Does Betsy have her hand up, or is that your hand? Yeah, you guys gotta let me know how you want your gift cards. And when I reach out to you, I'll let you know. If you want to pick it up from the station, that's fine. But I'll let you know when I'm able to drop them off here. If you want me to put them in the mail, I will drop them in the mail myself. And then the only thing I ask is please give me a response that you got the gift cards, because I know the mail has been pretty slow. So I would like to know once you get them. Okay, so thank you all very much. Have a great evening, a great month, and I hope to see all your happy faces again next month. Have a great evening, everyone.
Pastor Peterson, I couldn't open up your download. I couldn't open it up.
Thank you. Bye.
Great meeting, Madam Chair. Everyone be safe.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. That was awesome. Thank you and informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you attending. Okay, so I got these, so I don't want to keep these and put these up. Okay. Huh?